Mm-hmm. Honey, you're here every day with me. Hello. Okay. All right. Hey, third period intermediate. Happy Tuesday. If you are okay, so just want to thank everybody that came yesterday to pick up art materials for your cups. Those of you that are gonna complete your actual cups, the actual products. Those of you that are not are going to be turning in final renderings, front, back of your cup. So I want to thank everybody that came out here and got the cups and got art materials. I cannot wait to see what you're going to come up with, or I know what you're going to come up with. I just, because I saw your sketch, your thumbnail sketches, but I cannot wait to see finished products. I'm super proud of everybody. As we know now, until further notice, I will always put your daily sketch assignment in the announcement section. Remember that you have 4 a week that you upload on Friday. And so today you're going to be drawing 5 fall leaves. You can be as creative as you like. I've also attached, I'm going to scroll down and show you some images that I have attached for you, but remember that you're in intermediate art, so they need to look better than what you might have done in Art 1. Here are some examples. Not that I don't think that you could draw fall leaves, but you're drawing 5 of them. You can be creative. You don't have to make them realistic. You can do them in your own art style. And so I've given you, like, this is more of like watercolor examples up here. And then these are more like computer generated examples. This down here, kind of like, it's like a long little row of leaves. Maybe take the concept of fall, the letters fall, F-A-L-L, and, you know, make those letters out of leaves. Maybe these 5 leaves are actually falling on your page. Remember, you know, be creative, think, you know, what's something interesting that would make somebody want to look at this sketch of 5 fall leaves. You're not just drawing things. Yes, you're drawing things for grades, but you're also artists. You're also trying to express yourself creatively and uniquely. Okay, so that's what we got going on there. And then if you notice in your assignment section where you're moving into a portraiture, what? Now this lady's gonna have me drawing myself. Yes. Yeah. Of course, I got to move it up. Let me move this assignment up into your. Do what? Well, then we crop the picture. We do something interesting, or you have a hat on, or you have your welding. We get when you do it, you have a welding mask and you have it pulled up or something. I'm going to make everything related to welding this year, in case you haven't noticed. I literally try to make everything. You be glad I didn't make your cups. Oh, you could do 1 cup when you got metal in your eye. Oh, just kidding. You could do 1 cup of what it looks like when you are wearing safety things. I just lost your thing. It was at the very top of one of them. Thank you for being my extra set of eyes. There, thank you. I'm going to move that to your project. So today you are going to learn how to properly, correctly, facial proportionally draw a face. And it's very, very easy. And so I just kind of want you to pay attention. I have this all uploaded right here for you, but I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull up what I'm showing you on a different section, just so I can get it big. I'm gonna turn lights off and I'm gonna talk to everybody and I'm gonna go over it, and it's very, 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 very easy. Now, I know you're freaking out because you said, great, now she's gonna have us draw in our face. You're not gonna draw your face today, but you're gonna draw and show me that you understand the correct dimensions, the correct proportions of where all your facial features go. And so that's what I'm going to show you right now is very, very easy. But when you hear, hey, we're going to draw a face, hey, we're going to draw ourselves, then that, you know, your left side of your brain starts freaking out, and you want to sort of default to, you know, some sort of stick smiley face type of thing. And that's what I don't want you to do. So I'm going to go over this very slowly. It might be review for you depending on who you've had for your beginning art. The first thing you're going to do anytime you're drawing a face, and then today, everybody, you're going to do this in your sketchbook. I don't have it due today. I have it due tomorrow. It does not, I like it relatively the size of your paper. Anytime you draw super small, it's very hard to draw small. So I would just go ahead and draw. You're going to draw an egg shape in your sketchbook, upside down egg. You don't have to be perfect with this. This is just your sketching and your learning. Then what you're going to do is you're going to draw a vertical line and a horizontal line dividing that egg shape. You don't have to be perfect with it. Like I said, I'm going to make sure my virtual people can see. Okay, now on that horizontal line that you have just divided this upside down egg shape, this is where your eyes are going to go. And you may not know that the space in between your eyes, I could go around to all my face-to-face people here with a ruler, and I could show them literally the blank space between where your two eyes are is the width of your eye. Your eye is the exact same space here where there's no eye as it is right here. So how do we get that up on our face? We draw 5 eyes. Your face is mathematically divided, and I could get even techier than this. But you're going to take that eye shape and you're going to draw a very slim, you know, think of an almond. You're going to draw 5 of those almonds. You might want to start in the middle because you want to make sure, you know, you're drawing it the same width. So your eyes, anytime you're drawing a face, are 5. Your face, when you go across, you've got 5 of these spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only need obviously these 2. So, you know, these you'll later erase. You don't have to draw those as light, but that's how you figure out where your eyes are. This is exactly where your eyes are on your big old upside down egg head shape. Now, I know you're probably thinking, my forehead isn't that big. Well, you got to keep in mind that a lot of this is not your forehead. A lot of this actually is your hair in your head. Your hairlines come down a little bit right here. So you're going to draw an upside down egg. You're going to do a horizontal and a vertical axis, and then you're going to draw the shape of one eye 5 times going across. Very, very easy. Then you are going to come here, and from here where this line is and here where the bottom of that egg is, you're going to divide this space in half again. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm pretty sure you can measure it with your eye. There's other ways of showing you this. That'll say, then 2 inches and 3/4 come down. You don't need to do that. Between here and here, divide that space in half. As you can tell, I can take my finger and stretch it from one line to the other, and I can come here and do the same thing, and it is exactly the same. Okay, so we're dividing now this section in half. This is where the tip of your nose is going to go. This is also where your ears end. Your ears start at the halfway of your eyes. Everybody, this is nature. Your ears start halfway at your eye line and they end at the tip of your nose. Nobody has their noses ending way down here and their noses up here. Okay, so there we go. So there's our ears. Now, your nostrils, the little cute little things on each side of your nose, end right where your eyes start. So you're just going to draw these nice little guidelines down, and then you're going to kind of just do this long little, like almost like a little ocean wave. Right here is where the tip of your nose comes down, and then it kind of goes up and then back. So everybody's nose width is exactly how far their eyes are apart. Very easy. So now you've got your eyes, your nose, your ears. You're going to come put your eyebrows in. Most of us females, we already kind of know that our eyebrows start at at the start, our eyebrows start for the most part at where the eyes start and where the nose ends. So you're going to draw this kind of like, it goes wider to narrow. So you're not going to do these like chunky little caterpillar stripes like Bert and Ernie. I think one of them had one whole unibrow. But you're going to just draw a very casual, wider shape, almost like a streak. You're going to put your eyebrows in. You don't have to go that, some of us, but right now you're not drawing yourself anyway. So just do them a little bit above your eyes. Keep going to the wrong computer. Then inside where that eye area is, you're going to draw, 2 round circles relatively in the middle of this. Make sure the white space, the negative space here is the same. And believe it or not, the end of your mouth starts at where the black part of your eye is. Okay, this is all mathematically proportioned. Yeah, like if I was looking at you and I was drawing you, I'm going to use the center part of your eye to make sure I've got your mouth where it is. This is for everybody. And then you can casually put in like just that little bit of dash where the bottom part of your chin is. And then now you're going to take this space where your eye line was. Remember that little guideline you had here where your eye line is, and the very top of the egg, and you're going to divide that in half. Just like we divided down in here in half, you're going to divide this up in half. And then this is where your hairline is going to be. And we all have different hairlines. Some people's are, much further up, like if you're a guy and, your hair's probably going to be up here a little bit further. But we're not drawing ourselves today. We're just kind of practicing so that we know that this is kind of where our hairline is. Some people have side parts, so their hair would be, swoop more over here. But don't worry about that right now. I just want you to know that from where that eye line is and where the top of that egg, which is here, the headline's a little bit higher up. We've come back in and added just a little bit more for hair. But when you divide where your eyes are and the top of that egg, when you divide that in half, about halfway is where your hairline starts. These are guidelines on how to get correct facial proportions, and that's it. And like I said, this person kind of came back and added some things, we all have different, my part, I typically have the center part, so my hair is not anywhere near, my eyebrows. That's, getting a little techie into when we start doing self-portraits. And then later on, here's another example. I want you to just do it doesn't have to look like yourself today. What I care about today is seeing that you can draw an upside down egg. You can divide it in with a horizontal and vertical axis. What is it? Axis, a vertical axis. Then you're going to draw 5 eye shapes. That's how you get your 2 eye shapes. There's your 2 eye shapes. You're going to divide where your eye line is and where your chin is. That's going to be the bottom part of your nose. It's also going to be the bottom part of your ears. You're going to add your eyebrows. They're going to start round about where your nose ends. You're going to put your eyeballs in. You're going to drop down in the center of your eyes. That's where your mouth, the corners of your mouth ends. You're going to divide from the eye line to the top of the egg in half again. That's relatively where your hairline is. And that's it. So between today and tomorrow, you're going to upload this practice so I know you know where to get your correct facial proportions, where the correct facial proportions are. And then later on this week, we're going to be drawing ourselves. I can do it. So that's what you're doing today. Let me see if I have any questions in the chat room. I don't. So you're drawing 5 fall leaves very creatively, and you are practicing drawing your facial features proportionally. It's very, very easy. Once you kind of have this type of information, you then can go back and change things that fit you more distinctively. And we're going to get way more into that this week. But we all have to start somewhere. In addition, I want to very quickly show you one more little slideshow, which should be review for most, no, I can't get into any, oh no, right here's what I want. Right here, right here. I just want to review a little bit about the concept of self-portraits and why we have them, why they exist. I would assume that you would feel certain. We're going to start off right here with Leonardo da Vinci. Why is that not showing up? Okay. Don't he? Why won't that go away? That little bar at the bottom. Okay. So you've already studied Leonardo da Vinci. You drew Mona Lisa, but why would an artist create a self-portrait? Well, thanks for everybody telling me. No, I know y'all can't tell me. Back at that time, it was for documentation purposes. Why would an artist do anything? Why did the cave? Why is there cave art? You know, in these ancient caves, you know, at some point art was a form of communication, but it also was a form of documentation. We don't have all our fun little cameras and ways of taking pictures of ourselves. And so somebody had to draw them, and artists love to draw themselves. A lot of times you don't have a lot of things to look at and study back then, but you always had yourself. Albert Dürer, this is a painting. He's a very famous portraiteur, and we have portraits because, you know, we had prominent people, we had kings and queens, we had major historical figures that needed to be documented somehow. So artists had to paint them and draw them. This was Dürer's drawing of himself at age 13. You can totally see, even at his drawing at the age of 13, you can totally see him right there in this, you know, masterpiece of a painting he did. Vincent van Gogh, we studied him in Starry Night. We learned he was crazy and cut his ear off. And, you know, this is his self-portrait. He did a lot of self-portraits. You will also know, as I flip through this slideshow, based on your art history sketchbooks for the very first 6 weeks, you've also learned a lot of a lot of different artists. You can tell he's done his paintings in his own impressionistic style. There he is with his ear gone, in case y'all didn't believe me. Frida Kahlo, we're going to move into her later on. I love her. These are her self-portraits. She painted herself a lot. Yes, she has a unibrow. Exactly. We'll get into that a little bit later. If you have a unibrow, feel free to put that in your self-portraits. She painted, she was probably her biggest muse. Pablo Picasso, we've studied. We studied him in Cubism. You can kind of tell he's done his self-portraits as his art styles have evolved. Jacob Lawrence, I don't think you guys did Jacob Lawrence, but my Art One did. He had a fabulous painting style. And so, you know, there he is. There's a photograph of him. Here is a self-portrait painting. Andy Warhol we'll get into. We're going to do some pop art. He's a contemporary artist. This is a photograph that he's manipulated, and this is a screen print, more screen prints. Rembrandt, you have studied, you've had fun drawing his face, his self-portraits. This is him as he got older, young Rembrandt, older Rembrandt. So it's kind of like, it's like your school pictures. Chuck Close, I think you've studied. Have y'all studied him or no? It might be my Art One. My Art One, I think, has studied. This is a pencil drawing. It's gigantic. It's bigger than this wall in this classroom. This is a pencil, remember, pencil. But he's known more for his pixelated paintings that are also gigantic. Here he is, two different artistic time periods in his life. One obviously younger, one obviously older. Even his style of glasses have changed. MC Escher, famous optical illusion artist. I can't remember if we've done him or not, but you know, here he is in this little crystal ball. Norman Rockwell, very famous American artist. Here he is, you know, painting and drawing himself, looking in a mirror. He even has up in the top corner people he's studying that are famous for portraiture. Albert Dürer, Picasso, Vincent van Gogh. Okay, also, as my job, you know, as a teacher, it's also my job to let you know all the billion ways that you can have a career based in, you know, the arts. And especially using these type of talents. I have people that graduate all the time that go on and become graphic designers. And they're either more graphic on the computer or illustration. A lot of you already kind of are in your own type of designs with anime and that type of way. There are book covers, movie posters, animation, movie posters, speaking of. Everything, you know, starts with an artist. Commercial art, we'll do some of that. My art one, if you've had me before, we've done like logos and stuff. Police sketch artists, believe it or not, yes, this is a thing. You see it in, what are those shows? SSI? No. NCIS. Anyway, all those crime shows, yes, believe it or not, they're sketch composite artists that work for the police station, and they interpret what somebody's telling them, and they create a drawn, you know, a drawing rendering. Same thing in courtrooms. If you've ever noticed, watch the news and they're showing a court case, a lot of times video and photography isn't allowed in the courtroom. And so there are courtroom sketch artists that have their job sort of like being back in Michelangelo and all the famous artists. Their job is to capture what's going on in that courtroom, to capture what these people look like. It's often a lot of times a quicker sketch because they're, you know, having to do things a little bit quicker. Caricature artists, what we're not doing for our self-portraits, but major money here. You see them at the fairs, you see them at local street fairs and Busch Gardens and all types of amusement parks. They typically are going to be exaggerating features. That's kind of what a caricature means. Anybody have any idea who these two people are?
Yeah.
You want to share? Okay, we have Albert Einstein over here, Brad Pitt over here.
Yeah.
What about these two?
That's Morgan Freeman, and then that's the other Morgan Freeman.
That would be President Obama, Morgan Freeman. Now, also kind of in the same lines with caricatures, you have political cartoonists. Right now, we can grab any paper at Barnes & Noble. They typically have papers from, you know, all over the place. We can open every single, including the Daily Reflector. There's going to be a political cartoon in there. It's a great time for political cartooning in our country because we have some, you know, quite easily caricatured individuals running for president. And so obviously this would be a caricature of President Obama. We have George Bush up here. We have Bill Clinton right here. This one's kind of comical because he has lipstick on his face and the flag behind him kind of has hearts instead of stars. And if y'all remember, he kind of had a little indiscretion, got in trouble in the White House with a female. Yeah, he has famous quotes. So he kind of, and look, even his tie is like leopard, you know. I just think I love when there's things like this, not necessarily with a whole bunch of writing, because the more you look, you're like, oh, you know, you kind of are definitely getting the story that they're trying to tell. And then I'm just going to finish up this very quickly because we're going to be going to lunch, you virtual people. You know, we typically will use color pencil or paint. And I just want to show you just some really, here's your end result, working with color pencil. I taught a student, in fact, you guys, in a minute when we go out in the hallway, I'll show it to you. I have a drawing out there of a student I did at Tarver High who went on and went to Edgecombe Community College. I think he got a mechanic degree of some sort. But that's not where he makes his money. He makes his money right now from selling portraiture off of Facebook. He'll put up a picture he's just drawn, and then people contact him. They want him to draw, you know, maybe someone that's just passed away or their child, or when Kobe died, he did this like amazing Kobe. I'll try to pull up this stuff. But my point is, you don't have to run off and go to art school to make money. And especially those of you that are in intermediate and continue to take art classes, you're developing your skills and you can make money off your skills, especially in the realm of portraiture. I'm showing this because this is color pencil. This is lots and lots and lots of layers of color pencil. You can see some hatching and cross hatching, some terminology we've learned in Art 1. You can see that now true being used in color pencil form. So not everything has to be blended and smoothed out. Beautiful layerings of color. There's like 7, 8 different color pencils right here in these lips to get the lips to look dimensional. Same here with the hair, lots of cross hatching and hatching. Here's a beautiful rendering of President Obama that is in color pencil, but it is in a photorealistic style, meaning it looks like a photograph. It's stunning, it's in color pencil. I think this is wrapping up towards the end. Yes. So that's where we're moving to, and we will be moving to self-portraits. But today you are going to be drawing proper facial features, and it's due tomorrow. So take your time. I don't want a rush job. I want you to really follow along step by step and get a really good foundation on how we draw faces. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to upload it. I will see y'all tomorrow. Email me, call me, send out a beeper or something. Find me if you need. Wait, what do you call it?
Do you even have one?
I don't know. Not beeper. Like send out a signal. Thank you. Not beeper. Okay, but when I was in high school, we had beepers because we all had beepers like we were doctors. Seriously, that your mom call home, like literally, we all had beepers. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I forgot.